So, a lot of people have been asking me, what do I think about Stalker 2? And I have played the game for around 20 hours. And so far, I really like it. I am not experiencing some of the issues some people have been reporting on the game. The game does have some problems with performance, optimization. If your computer doesn't have RTX or ray tracing and things like that, you're going to be in a lot of problem. However, as somebody who is not experiencing those problems, they are completely valid and they are definitely something that people should be complaining and worrying about. I have been enjoying the game a lot. The only problems that I experience in the game sometimes is just random NPCs flying around, somebody standing on a bench instead of sitting on it, somebody standing on a bed instead of laying on it, somebody trying to take a nap on top of the lake. Earlier today was actually really funny. I saw an NPC peeing through his clothes. You could see the pee coming out, and now this was really funny. So I have only been experiencing these kind of bugs. And honestly, those kind of bugs they're kind of like entertaining bugs. They are not the annoying, clunky bugs that just make playing the game frustrating. So far, the strengths of the game are the open world, exploration feels excellent. I feel like the game really rewards you for looking around, paying attention, finding hidden stuff everywhere. There's little things in so many places. I also really like how many references and how much love and care for the previous games and for the Stalker fans that there are in this game. If you play the previous games, you will find locations in this game that you have seen before and you will remember. The protagonists of the previous games, all of them have been mentioned in dialogue. There is a lot of references and some even old NPCs that you have interacted with before that you might see. Weaknesses, however, I find that the melee is kind of weak. Like in the previous game, the knife was pretty useful. In this game, I really wish I could just throw the knife away. Whenever I tried to use it was just a waste of my time, and I find that to be kind of silly. I understand that maybe the knife was a little bit strong in the previous games, but that also made it fun, Like sometimes there's some enemies that come really close to you and it feels right to use a knife, but the knife doesn't really feel usable. I find that tying the knife and jumping to the endurance to be quite annoying at times. I personally prefer the endurance system of the previous games that was mostly related to running. This game, sometimes the endurance system feels a little bit too much. Other than that, has been a pretty good experience. I really like how the quests are, in the sense that there is always a choice. And the good choice is never obvious. You really wonder what the option that you didn't pick might lead you to, because you just can't know. Like, I really like when a game gets me thinking, did I really pick the right thing? And I really like that. I find that choices like that are the best when the good and the bad is not very clear, because it feels also more realistic, and that maybe you need to put some thought into things to get to the outcomes that you really want. It has been really enjoyable in that aspect. And choices not only in main quests, but also a lot of choices that are intriguing in side quests. Choices that you can side with different people. There is very gray moral in a lot of places, and I really like that. It makes the game really interesting, at least to me. There is a few things that could be better. The motion capture, the voice acting sometimes is a little bit weird. Sometimes the music cuts in and out. But all those things, I feel like I'm less likely to be as harsh when it comes to criticism like this when a game is made by, smaller company, smaller dev. And I honestly feel like this game has been great. Just one thing that I was expecting them to have done a little bit better is the enemy AI. The enemy AI was always something that I found quite amazing in the previous games. Like, even the first game, the enemy AI was honestly impressive for a 17-year-old game. This game, there have been some moments where it was really good. Like in the very beginning of the game, there was an enemy that came close to me. He attacked me, he dodged me, and then he killed me. But overall, the human enemy AI has been quite weak in this game, much weaker than I expected, mostly because of the high expectations from the previous games. In the same coin, there is some unique monsters that old fans will love to see them again, and I find that the game does a very good introduction of those remarkable monsters that this game has, especially those with psychic abilities. The way that they revealed the bloodsucker, the way that they revealed the Yoda. I actually don't know the name of that enemy. I just call him Yoda because he uses like the force to attack you. The way that they show you the controller is also pretty fun, showing the player that depending on the time of influence that the controller had with your allies and with people, you might be able to snap them out of the mind control and still save them. Or if they have been controlled for too long, they become zombies and you just have to kill them. I was personally impressed by this enemy. I think the name of the enemy is like Burger, maybe Burger. Let's just call it Yoda. I was in a big room with a bunch of like ammo and guns that I could loot. This enemy was there and it could manipulate the guns to shoot me. And as it started shooting me, I hid and I tried to lure the enemy out of there, so to a place where it didn't have guns. And as soon as I got the enemy out, it actually pulled my gun out of my hands and then used my gun to shoot me and kill me. And I thought that was fantastic. So there's a bunch of ideas that I really like in this game. For example, the anomalies, they not only look gorgeous, but they also make the open world very interesting. The anomalies are really nice. Like there's many different types, and some of them, like I honestly love that there is some that have like a gravitational field that will pull you in, and some others that you can even fall into them. So I really enjoy how they use, like, they made the open world. It makes it for a very interesting. There's the missions that come from time to time, and then you have to hide. I really like that system as well. Even though I kind of wish that they put like a mini game in the game that you can kind of like play as you wait for the mission out, or at least have like some more NPCs around so you can chat with them. But as the limitations go, and again, I feel like it's a little bit unfair for me to pick too hard on a smaller dev. Overall, I have been really enjoying this game. I find that the strengths of the game outweigh the weaknesses, at least from my perspective. It has just been lots of fun, literally. Overall, just to wrap this up, as somebody who is not really a fan of like military themed games and things like that, Stalker has been a very happy surprise to me. I still am not a big fan of the team, but I find that the lore of the world to be quite interesting. The experiences that I'm having exploring and with the quest so far, I'm just really excited. I'm having a lot more fun with this game than I would have thought by just, seeing, I don't know, a trailer about it or something like this. This is really a kind of game that usually I feel like wouldn't drop on my radar, and has been a pleasant surprise. I hope whatever you guys decide to do, that you have a good time doing it. If you play it or not, let me know. And also, those of you playing the game, please feel free to share your experiences in the comment section. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much. Once I finish the game, I can probably give you guys a more detailed version of my thoughts on the game. But I feel like for now, this is good.